$350,000 is what it cost to build this bridge back in 1929. The park estimates it would cost them nearly $20 million if they were to build it today. It's been over 75 years that this bridge and park have been a staple of Canyon City.
It's been a great public-private partnership. We have always leased the operation of the bridge to a company, and presently that company pays the City of Canyon City 25% of the admission fees and 10% of the concession fees.
It's been a good working relationship because the bridge has basically, given this community over $1 million for the past several years. In that, this last year we had the biggest impact from them, where we almost got $1.6 million in that. But for several years we never got under $1 million in that. But the impact that it creates, not just for us with the revenue we get back from the bridge because of the lease contract we have, we also get the impact from people that come here, stay here overnight in that, and look at the other things that we have.
We have a great relationship with the city. We consider them a partner. Of course, they are the owner of the Royal Gorge Bridge and the owner of this 5,000-acre city park that the bridge is right in the center of. And we have a contractual arrangement with the city, and we pay them a percentage of our gross. And last year, we wrote a check to the city for about $1.6 million. And consequently, the Canyon City has the lowest tax base of just about any city in the state.
The beautiful scenery and the amazing engineering feat of the bridge have helped Royal Gorge Bridge and Park develop into an important source of revenue for Canyon City. But in its early years, the park endured some struggles, and it wasn't generating the revenue that the city expected.
The first contract was for a 20-year period from 1929 through 1949. The fee that the bridge company paid the City of Canyon City on that contract was $200 per month for the months of May through September, which equated to about $1,000 a year. The operation struggled initially. With that first contract, the bridge company was not to charge more than 75 cents per person as they crossed the bridge. And of course that fee is escalated, and the amount of revenues that's generated for the city has increased substantially over the years, and it is a major revenue source now for the City of Canyon City.
Despite some early struggles, the bridge and park have become a must-visit tourist attraction for those who visit Colorado.
We're from Victoria in Australia, down the southeast corner of Australia. It's awe-inspiring, it really is, it's great. It just takes your breath away to see that gorge, wonderful.
And in turn has become a source of pride for Canyon City natives.
This has been my community, from all my life. And to be a part of an organization such as this that contributes to the community is a wonderful thing. And the fact that we were able to, continue to do that is even better.
It's nice to have this premier attraction here, and it's something that we are truly proud of, and people are awestruck, and the word I hear mostly is awesome.
I'm kind of tied with this bridge in more than one way, through my dad, through where I worked before, through where I worked when I came here, and now being involved with it, which I feel is the most important part, as being the mayor of this wonderful town that has pride and ownership of this wonderful bridge in the area.
A visit to Canyon City wouldn't be complete without a visit to the park, and some say a visit to the park would not be complete without a walk across the sky via a trip across the bridge.
There's that, I guess, that excitement, and then the anticipation of when you get on, you hear the rumbling, and then when you get off and the rumbling stops. So those that are kind of leery of it now take a big sigh of relief. I made it, I'm okay, and all that other stuff. And I think it's far more exciting in the sense of looking at, I guess, kind of a fear factor driving over it than it is walking over it. However, when you're walking over it, as a car starts going across, now you're saying, oh my gosh, now here's a car, here's all these people on here, and are we going to make it? Are we going to survive? And you're looking down at the very bottom of it saying, that's a long way down and everything else. So it just combines with everything, you know, the walking, the driving, and all this other stuff. It's the excitement, and it's always, you know, you could drive over this bridge 100 times, but each time you drive over it, there's always something that comes into your mind as to what you're thinking of and everything else in that. So that's nice about it.
I still get jitters every once in a while when I walk out on the bridge and actually realize that it's 1,000 feet to the river. So I can just imagine how they would feel for that very first time.
The bridge, only 18 feet wide, is made up of over 1,200 wooden plank decks that allow both pedestrian and motor vehicle traffic to travel across the Royal Gorge. And with two 300-ton cables supporting the bridge, it can carry in excess of 200 million pounds of weight. Next summer, the park will celebrate its 80th anniversary of the bridge opening. It was completed in November of 1929 and opened to the public later that year in December. But how long did it take to construct the bridge? We'll have your answer coming up after the break.
We've added over 14 new rides, shows, and attractions to the bridge.
Plus, take a ride on some of the other attractions that draw tourists to Canyon City and the Royal Gorge Bridge and Park. Seven months is how long it took them to build this bridge. They began construction on June 5th, 1929, and opened it later that year in mid-December. Walking or driving across this bridge is obviously one of the most exciting things to do here at the Royal Gorge, but there are many other activities to partake in. Just a year after the bridge opened, construction on the world's steepest incline railway began. Completed in 1931, the incline railway takes visitors from the park entrance to the floor of the Royal Gorge, where a unique view of the bridge awaits. Covering over 1,500 feet at a 45-degree angle in less than 6 minutes, it's easy to see why the incline railway is one of the top attractions at the park. Another can't-miss attraction that greets visitors at the gate is a timekeeping water clock that is the only one of its kind in Colorado and one of only 3 in the world. Maybe the best view of the bridge is via the 2,200-foot-long aerial tram, which is the world's longest single-span aerial tram. It offers an amazing view of the park's surroundings, as well as an outstanding view of the Royal Gorge Bridge itself.
The aerial tram, go across that, go from the building across on that, and now you get to see another part of it, but you're doing it nice and slow. And if you've ever been, and this is one of the things where like skiers and stuff like that can enjoy, because you go that, I went through a lot of big ones when I was in the military in Germany and Switzerland and stuff like that. So it has that added beauty, but it's nice and slow moving and everything else, so you can look. And then there's that, you know, that adrenaline of looking at everything. So you've got to do that.
If you're daring enough, you can venture out over the ledge via the Royal Rush Sky Coaster. Constructed in 2003, the Sky Coaster swings thrill seekers out over the edge of the gorge at over 50 miles per hour. And if you're able to keep your eyes open, you'll get a chance to look straight down a cliff of the Royal Gorge.
And if you're young and courageous, you got to do the Sky Coaster, you know, because you look at it this way, swinging out. I don't know how many of those folks that go over actually keep their eyes open to see what they're doing, but that would be another way. But, you know, just take your time when you come here. Don't be in a rush. This is not a place to come to where you want to go and just rush through it. You want to spend the time enjoying it and relaxing.
Upon crossing the bridge, visitors are often greeted with good tunes and a brief history lesson by local entertainers at the park's entertainment gazebo. For more history, visitors are often encouraged to visit the Plaza Theater, where they can view artifacts and enjoy a welcome video that offers an in-depth history about the Royal Gorge and how the bridge and park area evolved.
At the Plaza Theater, we've got a great historical show along with a historical exposition showing all types of videos and photos of the bridge and the incline and the aerial and the train tracks that run through the bottom of the Royal Gorge.
We have a lot of things going on here that attract tourists, I think. I think you commented earlier that maybe we take it for granted where we live and the beauty that surrounds us, and that's probably true to some degree, though you really can't escape it.
I come to work every day where people come to visit us to have fun. I don't go to a high-pressure job. I don't go to where people are upset all the time. I come to a place where it's beautiful and people come here to have fun. You know, that's one reason why, and I still enjoy coming to work, because every day is different. Every day the mountains in the background have a different hue to them.
A 10-acre wildlife park gives visitors an opportunity to view some of Colorado's native wildlife. White bison, a herd of Rocky Mountain elk, and even Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep call the Royal Gorge Bridge and Park home.
We've added over 14 new rides, shows, and attractions to the bridge. You know, the Sky Coaster we've talked about, but we've added petting zoo with all of the different type of petting zoo farm animals and so on, and mule team rides, and even trail rides now. By horseback, you can ride the rim of the gorge.
The newest addition to the park is the Mountain Man Trading Post. It gives visitors a feel of how the early settlers lived in Colorado. Complete with an old-fashioned Main Street, saloon, and even a chance to pan for some gold. But if getting your hands wet panning for gold isn't enough, you can travel to the floor of the gorge and take advantage of the Class 5 whitewater rapids the Arkansas River generates as it flows through the Royal Gorge.
We are the #1 rafting location in the state, with over 250,000 rafters going through the Royal Gorge every year. And after rafting, those are the big two things, the bridge and rafting. And then we do have a scenic railroad that runs through the bottom of the gorge, and it does very well itself.
As the park has continued to grow, it's getting to the point where it's looking at the family. It's good for everybody, but they're looking at the family. That's why they've done some of the things like the Sky Coaster, which you could never get me to go off of that. Maybe my kids would do that and everything else. But that's one of the things we look at when we deal with the bridge and the lessees, and that we come and look and they talk about things that we're looking at. What can we do? What can they do to improve the bridge, to make it more, family as well as the other one, and then expand the area of growth. Is it something for just the young? Is it something for the old? We want to make it something for every age group.
Open from dusk till dawn, 365 days a year, the Royal Gorge Bridge and Park is definitely worth the drive.